For the longest time, I had this live and let live mentality when it came to gaming and just enjoying the games for what they were and not worrying about the spaces that people had with them because gaming is a gigantic industry and you can find your place within it somewhere without impeding on somebody else. At least that's what I used to think. But once you open the door to these types of people, you find out it's a lot different. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about someone who I had no idea about before because they flew pretty under the radar doing some research on them. Alana Hagues or Hagues? Alana? Whatever. Alana. I think it's an Alana. I don't even want to dive into the minefield of if this is a dude or a chick. I don't know, nor do I care. It doesn't impact me directly on this. It's just annoying because I don't know how to refer to them in this video because they look like a dude with a wig on, but then they say they're a girl with a girl's name. It's very confusing. But anyways, what happened? What did they do? What did they say that was just so divisive in the gaming industry today? What article did they write? Vivian, of course, because Vivian is the trans character that everyone talks about from Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and all the trans people in the trans community is latching on to Vivian as, hey, look, Nintendo Japan has finally announced that Vivian is trans, even though they never really did announce it. They just translated it and saying that she is confused about her gender. That's a whole nother thing, but it doesn't matter what the truth is with these people. They latch onto anything and stretch it as far as they possibly can. And you'd think that this kind of stuff would be limited to Kotaku and Games Radar and those types of trash sites, but nope. Apparently it starts to extend to NintendoLife. Once the gate is opened for these people to come into the video game industry, they take full control of it and then lock you out of it. Gamers aren't having it, and we're starting to fight back. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down Alana and their thoughts on how Vivian is a trans character that should prompt Nintendo to make more characters like Vivian. Why? Like, seriously, honest question. Why? Why? Because Vivian is trans, or at least you identify with them because it's insinuated that Vivian could potentially be confused about their gender, and because of that, they're trans. And because of that, it's a great thing, and we need more of this in gaming. Why do we need more of it in gaming? This goes back to the whole, I need to be able to self-identify in the game that I play. And it doesn't make very much sense at all to me personally as a gamer, because I play games that are fun. I don't play games to relate to the main character and see myself in them. It's just, that's the strangest approach to gaming that some people feel like they have to have in order to want to play the game, in order to feel a connection to the game. I don't feel like Kratos when I play God of War. I don't feel like that represents who I am in real life. I'm not this jack dude with axes that I'm throwing at people. Like, no, it's something that is like badass, and that's cool. That's what's fun to play. It's weird. I don't relate directly to these people. But then you get like a trans character, and holy crap, the entire trans community and the LGBTQ community plus is all like, yay, more of this. But why? And I keep going back to like, okay, if that's how you play your game and you have to have this in your game, okay, why do you need it in kids' games? Like Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, by all intents and purposes, being honest here, it's open to gamers from, I'd argue, ages 8 and up. And this is kind of a heavy topic for a kid that's 8 to 10 to 12 years old and can introduce a lot of confusing questions to them that they never would have thought of before if this didn't come up. And it might plant some seeds in their head that maybe might sprout into a mind virus. That is a genuine concern for normal people to say, maybe we shouldn't promote this kind of stuff because we've seen how insidious it can be if you allow it. And you see these types of people taking over the schools, Hollywood, the movies, and now the video game industry, trying to inject this material at the youngest age possible. That should be concerning with any sort of normal, logical line of thinking. I don't care if you're trans or gay or bi or whatever. If you're enjoying your life, like I've said many times, have at it. But when you start coming after the kids, I take an issue with that. You aren't saving them. You aren't protecting them. You're trying to force your ideologies and create more of your ideology to grow it, to make yourself feel more welcome in this fucked up world that you're creating. That's so messed up. I don't even know where to begin. Alana has been a basic staff writer and JRPG fan at NintendoLife for a little bit, and previous to that, they were working at RPG Fan, and they love RPGs. Good for Alana. I'm happy that she enjoys the games. But once she let this slip that she wants more characters like Vivian in gaming, that's like a major mask slip moment where she's letting everyone... where they're letting everyone know that this is their ideology that they want pushed, and people aren't having it. Alana outed themselves, whether by choice or by accidental slip-up. In their rush to cobble together a story about how Vivian being trans is a great thing for gaming and how gaming needs more of this, they seemingly forgot that games like this are intended for a target audience much younger than they are. Kids as early as 8 to 10 years old playing games like this when they're just beginning to understand sexuality, and this plants a seed in their mind before they even get to the point of understanding what sexuality even is. And it's really gross. It's insidious. You know exactly what you're doing, and you're lying either to yourself or everyone else if you pretend it's anything other than that. For too long, society has given the benefit of the doubt to this type of person. Someone who pushes an agenda and encourages manipulating mindsets to create more people like them. Make them feel more comfortable in their crazy world that they've created for themselves. And if more people think and act like they do, then they'll feel more comfortable with the world around them. It's a sick, twisted thought process that only the most nefarious people would ever dare dive into. As a father of two, protecting my kids from this kind of mental illness virus is above all else. Like, here's the thing. If one of my kids wants to go down this road on their own because they feel like that's their life choice and that's what matches them, okay, I actually might be open to that, and if it makes sense. But if I feel like they've been indoctrinated, if I feel like these seeds have been planted and they don't know what's going on because it came from somewhere else, and they're just so confused now because they've been manipulated into this, I guess you could call it, cult of people with a fucked up mindset where they don't know any better. That's where the problem comes in. Simon Stevens said, "This is what I worry about. It's no longer about trans awareness. Kids see a big corporation and brand with the flag, and their underdeveloped minds think it must be cool since big corporation and brand I like says so. Where are the responsible adults? Where are the responsible adults in all this?" From what I've seen, people like Nick Marks, who was having skins in Call of Duty, was all but being canceled from Activision because he dared make a tweet saying, "Protect the kids." Like, that is the craziest thing in the world to me, where major corporations are fighting against people with a normal mindset, saying, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm not saying anything wrong against anyone, I'm just saying, hey, protect the kids. I feel like that is something that should not be attacked or invaded by especially these types of people. Let the kids grow up in a world where they aren't insidiously infected by a mind virus. We are pushing back though, and we're winning. No longer can trans activists hide behind the guise of LGBTQ plus shield protection or whatever they want to call it. They are no longer allowed to spew this gross shit without being questioned. We have seen the manipulation begin to enter the schools, the movies, and now gaming. So many places where kids hang out. It's beyond unacceptable. But the tide is turning. Insanity is making a valiant comeback, and the harsh reality of the logic is a rising tsunami. Now, they're all going to fall back and call this hate and aggression towards them and marginalizing them and making them feel like they don't have a safe space anymore, because that's what they always do. And for the longest time, it's worked. But I'd like to think reality is catching up to the entire situation. People are seeing it for what it is and saying, oh, let's take a big step back here because it's kind of strange that we've been letting this go scot-free with no issue for so long, and we see the results from it turning into a banana republic where there are no rules and no one cares about anything and just letting people go crazy and create these manipulated mindsets because why not? Live and let live. It's not hurting anyone, right? Wrong! It's absolutely hurting people, and people are smartening up to it. I used to be against gatekeeping, thinking that gaming is for everyone and it's not hurting anyone by letting these types of people into our space. But no, time and time again, I've learned that folks like Alana Hagues are the bane of journalistic integrity. They care not for pushing the industry forward, but instead holding it back for representation of themselves or creating more like-minded people via manipulation by any means possible. Schools, movies, and now video games. They will stop at nothing to infect other people. And honestly, that's the truth. And these types of people don't want that truth getting out there. And they will stop at nothing to destroy your credibility. They will cancel you. They'll call you a bigot. They'll call you a transphobic. They'll call you someone who hates everyone or a violent person. It's like, nope. I'm just trying to stand up for what I feel like is right. And throw all these words at me that you want to, but at the end of the day, I can go to sleep knowing that what I'm standing for is right. The gaming community at large ain't having it anymore, and I, for one, am a proud gatekeeper for this nonsense to stop. Protecting the children is worth fighting for, and always will be, no matter how much the other side tries to manipulate that and say otherwise. So, congratulations, Alana. You have now made the list of Friends of Kotaku. You are on there with all these other like-minded weirdos being exposed for the type of person you are. Let it go for a long time, but eventually there's always a mask slip moment. If you guys want more information, check out the article I posted on smashjt.com. I will link it in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT.